Hi everyone, welcome to Everyday, your daily stop for virtual reality content. I am D, and I don't feel like doing a demo today. I've had a long day, and I just want to chill and lie back and relax and not worry about demoing for one day. Fortunately for me, a new demo that just came out this past week was called Rest and Relaxation. This is a demo created by a designer named Kent out of New York. He has a website called kentrondesign.com where you can check out a lot of the interesting stuff that he's been working on in his design work. Not so much Rift stuff on that website. He describes himself as a design scientist slash sound alchemist. So he's definitely interested in sound stuff as well as general design stuff. And according to him, quote, "I've been setting up rooms where people come and lie in a hammock at some offices in New York City and just chill out in this jungle experience. And the reception has been really outstanding." So it's he's taking a really different approach with this application. Like, there have been some applications so far that have been relaxing to explore, like, say, Tuscany. But this is an app that was kind of designed all around just being relaxing as its main goal, which I think should be interesting. So this game is going to be played with the Xbox 360 controller, but as you will see, the Xbox 360 controller is actually completely optional. And you have the option to just kind of chill and lie back and enjoy the experience if you want to. So without further ado, let's get our relaxing on. Alright, here I am in rest and relaxation. I am floating in a river. There are birds singing in the trees. Lots of nice trees. Here's a butterfly. You should recognize that butterfly from Tuscany. What up, butterfly? And yeah, we're just chilling and rolling along this river. I'm not even touching my Xbox 360 controller right now. I'm just gradually drifting down the river. This reminds me a lot of those water park rides where you just like have a very slow current and it's taking you on a trip all around the park. And you actually move in the direction your head is facing. So if I want to get a closer look at this cool plant over here, I can just kind of look at this plant and I'll drift over to it. And I can check it out. Oh, we're drifting under the bridge now. And yeah, it's easy to imagine like just lying in a hammock in some office in New York and you're on your break and you just lean your head way back and you look up at the sky. You watch all these trees go by over your head. You can see the sun filtering through the leaves with lens flare for some reason. Like I've mentioned before, lens flare is a little bit silly because real life doesn't have lens flare. Your eyes don't have lenses, or rather don't have lenses that flare. That's an artifact of glass. And now we got these leaves falling down all around us. I like that animation. I like how that tree has lots of vines coming down from it. Leaves. It's kind of weird how the leaves just pass into the water, though. They don't really land on the surface and float around like they would in real life. So yeah, we are drifting. And just to show you what ooh, is there a temple over there? That is cool. I like that. Little water temple. This whole place is gorgeous. And you can tell that the person who designed this cares a lot about sound because the sound and the atmospherics are a big, big part of what makes this relaxing. Otherwise, you would just be kind of just floating in water with trees, and that would be totally boring. But the sound is what makes it really relaxing. You can hear waterfalls over there in the distance on the other side of the temple, and also coming up in front of us, there's a waterfall. And as we approach the waterfall, I'm going to show you what some of the controls on the Xbox 360 controller do. So the right stick turns us. And this is not Half-Life. In this game, when you hit your right stick to turn, this is literally how fast you turn. This is it. I am pressing the stick all the way. Not moving my head, turning the stick all the way around. If somebody was shooting at me, I would be dead, because I can only turn like 5 or 10 degrees at a time. Fortunately, in rest and relaxation, nobody is shooting at me. I'm just chilling. And I think this is actually really interesting from a VR sickness perspective, because there's kind of... so a big source of VR sickness is the issue that your vestibular sense, which is the fluid in your inner ears moving around that senses motion, is inconsistent with your actual perceived motion in the game. And when you're... Oh, is that treasure chest on that island? That is cool. Okay, anyway, we're just going to drift for a minute. And I'm actually going to use my left stick to go forward a little bit. So if I press my left stick forward, this is my maximum speed. I don't want to go quite that fast, though. I just want to go a little more gradually. As you can see, even your maximum speed is not actually quite that fast. This is mostly a game about drifting down the river very slowly. Ooh, birds. Flock of birds. Check that out. Okay. Like I was saying, so your vestibular sense being inconsistent with your actual motion is a big source of VR sickness. And there are multiple ways to deal with that. One of them is to do what the gallery does, and make it so that when you turn your control stick, you turn in very quick fixed increments of like 30 degrees or 40 degrees. And that enables you to turn quickly while limiting the amount of time that you have that perceived motion going on. This game takes a different approach, and perhaps kind of a more, an even more effective approach, really, which is to just limit the rate at which you turn. And if you turn around really quickly in real life, you'll get dizzy because the fluid in your inner ear will be turning really, will be sloshing around, and it'll keep moving. But as long as you're moving slowly enough, your vestibular sense actually is not able to detect the motion. So this very slow turning just won't get anybody sick at all. And notice this turning is even slower than it is in Tuscany. Now, it would be hard to play a lot of games if you were actually turning this slowly, but in some experience like this, I think it works very well. Waterfall! Pressing forward on my left stick to get a little bit closer to the waterfall. Check it out. This waterfall looks like it's like 20 feet high. Alright, let's keep going down the river. There's plenty more to see. I'm drifting down the river. Alright. I'm gonna go this way. I wonder what's over here. I don't know. I just see light up there. I like these beaches. I tried earlier to actually get out of the water and walk around on the beaches, but it doesn't let you do that. So you just have to drift in the water. It would be nice though if I could just go like lie on the beach for a while and chill, get a virtual tan. There's the sun, right over my head. Oh, there's another waterfall coming up. Here's a branch in the water, just floating. There's a big rock. I like the rock. Oh, that's a beach. Don't want to get stranded. I don't think you can actually get stranded. I just think it won't let you go up on the beach. Hi, branch. Yeah, so if I try and go up on the beach here, it's going to be like, no, no, you're forbidden from land. You're a creature of the sea. And these waterfalls, like, nothing in this game looks like super realistic. And this waterfall doesn't look super realistic, the trees don't look super realistic, the rocks don't look super realistic, and the water also definitely doesn't look super realistic. But despite all that, it's still a relaxing experience. It feels close enough to the real thing that it's definitely relaxing. I can just lean back in my chair, hold my control stick a little bit forward to push myself down this way. Otherwise, the water is just going to push me back towards the waterfall. So I'm just using my analog stick to drift very slowly down this way. And you can hear the water splish-splashing around as I go. There are some birds up there in the trees. This is a very early version, so word is that there's going to be more animals, that there's going to be more birds, that just generally going to be more relaxing stuff going on. What's over this way? Can I go in there? Let's go in there. It looks like I can actually take multiple paths at this point. That's cool. It's non-linear. And yeah, I didn't mention this, but this video is at 1080p, unlike most of my videos, which are at 1440p. And the reason for that is this game has some pretty big performance problems. I was not able to capture it using fraps at 1440p, even on the lowest graphical settings, at 30 frames per second. So I think that's something they're going to need to work on for future versions, getting the performance to be up there. And obviously they didn't plan for it to be run at 1440p, since the Rift itself is just 1280-800. But even so, on my graphical card, it should have been able to pull that off. Like, I'm able to run everything else at 1440p. Is that an island? Am I going out to sea? Is that rock literally square? It looks like some kind of cement pylon or something. Huh. Alright guys, I'm going out to sea. I'm floating out into the ocean. I feel like I'm wearing some kind of like lifesaver or something and just drifting around here. Islands. There's so much to see. This is a really big environment. I think that's actually why the performance is so bad. That it's just a super, super big environment and it's all loaded at once. Birds. Oh, and check out these rocks by the coast. That is cool. Gonna go a little bit faster here. Oh, I'm already going maximum speed. Okay. Sometimes in a game like this game's using head look, so you go in the direction you're looking. And that can be nice sometimes if you want to just relax without the controller and still determine which way you're going. On the other hand, I do wish I could kind of just drift down the river and look at all the stuff all around me without unintentionally altering my direction. So maybe they should have options for controls. At the same time, they do want to keep it simple, and I understand that. Back into the jungle we go. It's time for this sailor to retire from their life at sea and return to the jungle. And I like how the plants are very much the kind of plant you would expect to see in an environment like this. You've got these roots and the palm trees, and there's just a really nice mixture of trees, and they're all real trees that you would really find in an ecosystem like this, and that really gives it a pretty authentic feeling. Probably the main game I would compare this to is Eden River. This is a very different experience from Eden River, though. In Eden River, you're just kind of floating along fairly quickly along a linear path. And the river is rendered not unlike this river, but the surrounding environment is like a 360 photo, so it's more realistic. On the other hand, in Eden River, you have very little. You roll your head from left to right to move to the left and right, kind of strafe left and right, but you can't you can't actually explore the environment like you can in this one. And it didn't have a lot of these cues like the birds singing and the waterfalls, all that stuff. Eden River was just it was more limited. It was just lily pads and some flowers and um, some some what was it, like some canes that were just on the water. And in this one, there's a lot more stuff going on. So I think they both have their place. They're kind of complementary. Eden River is a simpler relaxation experience. This one is a more complex one with more things to explore. Waterfall. Can I go under the waterfall? That is a question that I would like to answer. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going under. I'm going under. Whoa, it sounds strange in my ears now. It sounds like it's coming from my right now. So I can't actually get any closer than I am right now. Oh well. That's fine. That's fine. Alright, I think that's enough relaxing for one day. Let's get out of here and talk about this game for a bit. So that was rest and relaxation, and I think it's a great concept. The idea of building relaxing experiences on the Rift that are not intended to tell a story or to engage you in gameplay, but pretty much to just let you lie back and chill, I think are going to be a really important part of what brings VR to the masses who are not really interested in gaming, but might be interested in using it as kind of a private vacation or escape. Especially, like, it's cool how he's installing it in these offices, and so, like, people at work can just, like, take a 10-minute break, and they can be, you know, floating around in the jungle. And it's not like in a workplace you can, like, you can't just, like, drive down to the water park in the middle of the workday and, like, and take a trip through a jungle environment in your swimsuit and then go back to work in 10 minutes. You can't do that. So VR offers a lot of possibilities to make that to make relaxing more convenient, to help reduce stress, which will improve people's productivity, improve their mood, improve their general level of happiness. So this is definitely an important application. And yeah, I mean, this is super early. The only things I really want to see improved are the performance, maybe seeing a little bit more detailed graphics, maybe a more realistic water, since this water it was opaque, and you also have no avatar in this game, which I guess is all right. I wonder if it would be interesting to have like a multiplayer version of this, where it's like maybe you and your partner or spouse like just go and float down the river together, and kind of just look around while you're floating around together. I don't know. It's an idea, and yeah, this is just really cool, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it's going to be improved. That's all for today. I will be resuming Dishonored tomorrow, and everybody have a great every day.